These subsidies don't prevent these facilities costing families an absolute fortune. So what did Albo promise, and has he delivered? Well, he promised 5 things. Employ nurses for every nursing home, increase the carer-resident ratio, give carers a pay rise, raise food nutrition standards, and increase accountability. These are mostly a response to the Royal Commission to Aged Care Quality and Safety, which delivered its report last year. To the government's credit, it has quickly introduced the Aged Care Amendment Bill, addressing some of the Royal Commission's recommendations, which is still before Parliament, but it's still not enough. The industry has for years been in crisis, and today the Australian newspaper reported that 2/3 of the industry's operators are on the verge of bankruptcy. This isn't new. The terms aged care and crisis have been constantly used alongside each other since the first interim report into the industry under the Howard government in 2002. That report warned of a, quote, aged care resourcing crisis, unquote. COVID didn't help. The industry lost a lot of foreign worker staff when they were excluded from JobKeeper and had to go home. Now it is expected to need an extra 35,000 staff a year just to stay operating. Some facilities are not filling beds when a resident leaves because they simply can't find the staff. The same applies to companies providing home care. Add to that the health services unions push to get the sector's workers a 25% pay rise, which incidentally is wholly justified given that this thankless work is currently earning only $23 an hour, which is less than retail. The claim is currently before the Fair Work Commission, and the government has promised to honour the result. But it's difficult to work out how, given the constraints the federal budget already has. Albo said in March, quote, "The days of residents going without decent food and clean clothes will come to an end." That's all well and good, but he conveniently neglected to say when that would happen. Well, if Albo is stumped about where to find this money, here's a cheeky tip for him. Tell his mates running the industry super funds, who have between them trillions of dollars at their disposal, to lend a hand. The super funds these days make a big song and dance about backing infrastructure vanity projects or investing in companies that conform to their woke credentials of environmentalism and equity. If they're prepared to compromise their members' returns for that kind of virtue signalling, they should be more than happy to throw some money at looking after retired and elderly Australians. And the irony of it wouldn't be lost on the rest of us. For a change, our enforced retirement savings would actually be used to help the retirement facilities for some of our fellow Australians.